brothers and our sisters that have been oppressed, that have been put in jail for unjust causes, and these kinds of things. We have to look at people and understand that, you keep taking money from people, it just amounts to bondage. It's modern day slavery. What was the African slave trade is now mass incarceration. 30% of appliances that are made in this country are done through the prison system. So, there's plenty of incentive to keep locking people up. As I said, they wouldn't have a job if they didn't do so. So, we got to come out here, we got to make noise every single time, and we got to continue to make noise until we see some difference. That's it, man. This is the court, this is the jury. If we're not here, we're in front of the Polk County Courthouse. Again, Richard Rose, you sexually battered my wife over 2 years ago, and until I see you actually get down and repent for your sins, I'm just going to continue to make noise, because that's what I want. I don't want no money, believe me. I want to see somebody to repent. Repent to the Lord, because that's where you need to be. You need to repent for your sins. And there's many others in here that are doing the same thing. We know there was a scandal, 12 officers. Captain Thompson called us into the office, by the way, with my wife. And when my wife started to cry, he wanted us out. A couple days later, he's, showing everybody his penis. Well, that's the kind of thing that goes on. I mean, this isn't like, hey, these are just a few guys that did this and nobody else is involved. No, I don't think so. There was, plenty of evidence that these people were involved. It was coming down on them. Perhaps the department wanted to get rid of them to begin with. Whatever the case is, something came down on them. They make a couple changes, and then everybody's supposed to accept that everything's back to normal. I don't think so. We don't accept that. They come out here and intimidate us, come out here and listen to us, try to hold our words against us. But again, freedom of expression. If I can't speak here, where can I speak? They try to say, you're disrupting the peace. What peace? I mean, I don't see much peace when the police put their hands on my wife and throw her on the ground and sexually molest and sexually batter her, take my camera and take the evidence from us. I don't see peace in that. So, the Christ said, I didn't come with peace, I came with a sword. And the sword was his word, and his word is good. And I'm standing by that. My word is good. So, what's your name, sir? Go ahead and get him on camera. You got a name, sir? Sergeant? Gross? You're a sergeant? Congratulations. So, how'd you get to that position?
Got promoted.
You got promoted? You met all the quotas? So, how many quotas do you have to meet a month? No quotas in this department? Every other department except this one, huh?
I don't know about any department. Not here.
Really? Okay. But, basically you have to have so many arrests. I mean, you can't become a sergeant unless you arrest people. So, you ever put your hands on a woman illegally and touched her?
No.
No? You ever thought about it?
No.
You ever looked at pornography?
Never what?
Looked at pornography?
No.
You never looked at pornography. So, here it is, it's the massive deception. It's all lies. All right, Em, camera off him. That's how they use lies, because in the court of law, lies are acceptable. Lies are legal. Somehow, some way, eventually, we've allowed lying to be legal in this country. So that's the first thing we need to do is get rid of lies. We need to get rid of deceivers, and we need to get rid of deception. Because nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it, buddy. And, right about now is about the time to do so. The foundation's cracked. The house is falling down. It's time for the final push. Let's do it. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Where's your ID? Where's your ID?